A New England Patriots signing is incoming as we have multiple huge updates on the New England Patriots in their injured offensive line, as we have somebody that could be returning to New England. We'll talk about it here today in the show. Welcome to Patriots Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews, and I appreciate you hanging out with me and tuning in to today's show. As always, if you're looking for daily Patriots coverage throughout the entirety of this season, heading into the Super Bowl, because, of course, I expect us to be there, then go down there and hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. Let's go straight to the news today. Mike Reese saying, quote, the Patriots had rookie guard Mehki Butler out of Arkansas State in for a free agent tryout. Butler was with the team in training camp. This all stems back to the Patriots' offensive line and how they might not be letting on as to how injured some of the players are and what their worries are for this offensive line. So, given the tryout, given the expectation of this offensive line and the hope for health down the stretch, this kind of poses the question, is the Patriots' latest tryout bad news for an injured offensive line? Multiple headlines came out like this talking about, really, are the Patriots maybe not telling us as much information as they have, or maybe saving us from a harsh reality of maybe Will Campbell not being back until postseason or in the postseason. The same can be said for Jared Wilson. Is he going to be out for another couple weeks when in reality we had reports that he could be back this week? It's an interesting question to ask. In terms of Mehki Butler, though, we get to kind of break down a couple of different things with him. The first thing is obviously where he would play, and I think that goes back to the injured offensive line. Evan Cormier of New England Sports Network saying, quote, rookie offensive tackle Will Campbell was sent to the injured reserve last week, and rookie guard Jared Wilson was joined by 6 other inactive Patriots on Monday night's injury report. The big name of that is definitely Will Campbell, as he is, well, their first-round pick, and if you take out 2 games, one of those being his first ever NFL game against the Las Vegas Raiders when he's facing off against a guy in Max Crosby, and the game against Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns, he has been one of the top guys in the NFL in terms of offensive line play. Like, legitimately been great. And arms, hands too small, doesn't freaking matter. He's doing good things, and he's been doing exactly what he said on draft night, fighting and dying for Drake Maye. Now, there is questions as to his health, his availability down the stretch, knowing he's going to miss the next 3 weeks after already missing this past week with the IR placement. But Jared Wilson also becomes a concern. Evan Cormier of New England Sports Network once again saying, quote, although Wilson has not been sent to the IR with Campbell, the latest news coming out of Foxborough indicates that offensive line health remains a question mark going forward. That's a big thing, and that's why this is, to me, bigger news than just a tryout or a practice squad signing, whatever it ends up being. It's the fact that they are looking for offensive line help. They know that the offensive line they have in the practice squad could easily be signed, or need him to be jumping on the practice squad to be pulled up or to be signed. Like, that is just, it's a harsh reality, and so they also got someone that's familiar, which is also nice. If you don't remember from training camp, Mehki Butler was actually added to the Patriots' 90-man roster in May as an undrafted free agent. He spent all of training camp with New England before being cut from the practice squad after week 1, end quote. So not only was this guy a person who was on the 90-man roster, but he didn't make the 53-man roster ever, but he made the practice squad right off the jump. So the Patriots obviously saw something in this guy, and when you look at the injuries at hand with Wilson and with Campbell, and knowing that some of the guys who replaced them weren't exactly in a great place. Ben Brown, they were a part of an offensive lineman that was a different system last year. Either way, the Patriots know that if they want to continue to compete, they kind of need to build up what is their offensive line and kind of come to the reality that maybe Will Campbell doesn't come back for Week 18 or doesn't come back for the first round of the playoffs is a bigger concern. In terms of Mehki Butler, though, this coming from the Patriots press release on Patriots.com, the 6'3", 310-pounder was released by New England on August 26th and then signed to the practice squad on August 27th. Butler earned National Junior College first-team All-American recognition at Iowa Western Community College in 2020 before transferring to Arkansas State. He started 38 games at left guard for Arkansas State, end quote. He is a very respectable offensive guard, and obviously how long he spent with the Patriots organization, it's a very good story, from a junior college to Division I, but Arkansas State at Division I, to the NFL, where he was legitimately, I consider the practice squad part of the roster of your team. If you make it past week 1, you are on the roster in some form or fashion. He made it there. So the Patriots like him. I think there is a lot to like about him. Obviously, 6'3", 310 pounds is a good size, especially knowing what the Patriots have kind of beside him and to the right of him. It's a big thing, but also the biggest thing about this is timing. It really is. Evan Cormier of Nesson here, as we go back to him saying, quote, "The timing of the tryout could mean that the Patriots are in more trouble in the offensive trenches than they're letting on. There were 2 linemen on IR and 2 out with injuries on Monday night's game against the New York Giants," end quote. That's a problem. And while, yes, the offensive line is not everything, we saw last season how bad an offensive line can be. I would argue that a big reason why Drake Maye didn't get into his first NFL game until later on in the season, or at least start in that manner, was because of the offensive line and the lack of trust in them from the Patriots organization. That poses the same thought here of how much trust do they have in the organization now? How much trust do they have in the guys behind their 2 draft picks this season? And so it's a huge thing. I mentioned multiple updates. I do want to say a really cool thing. We had some negative news there, potentially negative news, I guess, in my mind. We don't really know for sure. But something cool that did happen is that Drake Maye was named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And while in a lot of Patriots' minds, it probably doesn't seem like a big thing, because you'd expect that, well, we were good for a long time. Like, this obviously wasn't the first time this has happened. Well, yeah, it's not the first time it's happened, but it's the first time it's happened in a dang long time. It's been 8 years since a Patriot has won the weekly award, and you'll never guess who it was. In 2017 of Week 16, Dion Lewis won it. The Patriots' offensive explosion this year is a long time coming, and you can say that again. I've been waiting for this type of offense since I was 13, 14, 15 years old. Obviously excited for Drake Maye, but going back to the point of this video, want to protect him. You really, really want to protect him. Good news is, with all this being said, I do think there is some hope that there could be some returning offensive linemen soon. They do have the bye here in Week 14, and Mike Vrabel said yesterday in his press conference that the Patriots, quote, should get some guys back after the bye. That's a hopeful thing. It's a thing that we can grab onto and say, does that include Jared Wilson, maybe? Does that include the guy we need back on our offensive line? Because I would certainly like that. Not that Drake Maye was running around the place for the New York Giants game, but certainly was a little bit more under duress in some facets. And in all reality, I think I've kind of mentioned this before, but having the same offensive line in front of you is a big thing for not only a quarterback, but for the offensive line as a group standpoint. And it's just nice to know that you have the same faces and the same group out there each and every single week. But we'll have to see. Tryout was a yesterday afternoon, evening, so we'll see if that signing does occur. Usually it's about 2 days after, so we'll kind of get a new report if he does sign, probably tomorrow. With all that being said, though, we'll keep you updated, and if he does sign, a video will be coming. For now, though, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time here on the show. Everybody, peace out.